Good afternoon, everyone. Dr. Kim Redman here, and today is day 2 of Empath. Woohoo! So happy spring. Let's just start there. And spring, as we said yesterday, also known as Ostara, sometimes Eostra, and yes, boy, that does sound like Easter, but that's for a whole nother Facebook Live. Hello, hello, my friends. What we want to remember about this time period is it's such a dynamic time period. Everything is in balance around us, and so everything that's not in balance in us comes right to the forefront. Absolutely. And if you are local to Southern Ontario in Canada today, you're going to find that out even with the weather. What happened was we started with, well, by the way, to our US folks, this is all in Celsius, so avoid getting scared. We started out with 14 or 18 degrees. It's going to be down to 9 degrees by the evening, 1 degree overnight.
It's 12 o'clock.
And feeling like minus 17 tomorrow morning. And with huge winds and perhaps power outages. So this is really a time period to just breathe, breathe, breathe. And yeah, Cora raises a good point. Let's be grateful. Absolutely. Let's find gratitude. I'm also curious, and feel free to leave in the comments below if any of you were using the breathing from yesterday, where we started with the in for 2, hold for 2, out for 4, in for 2, hold for 2, out for 4. Also, just biologically, I want to just remind people of something that my naturopath always reminds me of. During the equinoxes, our bodies go through a natural detoxification process because our liver is detoxifying. So basically, all the partying that we did, all of the junk food, all the extra stressors that are in our liver between the September equinox and now get dumped into our bloodstream. So this is a time period to really be good with the fluids, liver support products. You may feel a little bluesy, you may feel a little headachy, your GI tract may feel a little bit off. Please avoid panicking and thinking you suddenly wound up with the coronavirus. Those things are very, very specific and very, very different symptoms. Your body's just adjusting, and this happens biologically by length of light. So stay plugged into that. So today, what we really want to look at is how do we use the big battery? Because what happens for empaths, it's a really intriguing process. When we put energy in motion, we wind up with emotion. It's a great way to remember that. Energy in motion is emotion. And therefore, especially as empaths, when we're not shielded or when things are intense outside of us, our natural instinct is to clench. And unfortunately, what that does is that traps whatever is in the conduit in us, which makes the feeling worse. And as it makes the feeling worse, then we clench harder, which makes the feeling worse. And then we clench harder, which makes the feeling worse. And so all of the training around dealing with energetics is always counterintuitive. We say that surrender is the lube, and everything works better with a high amount of lubrication in it. So let's see how we can do that for ourselves. Step 1 of all of the processes I'm going to show you starts with that breathing. just do that breathing, the 2, 2, 4. And again, the goal with that is to build that to where we're breathing in for 2, holding for 4, and breathing out our mouths for a count of 8. And the good news is, one of the early tests for the virus, according to the doctors in Asia, is being able to hold your breath and blow out for 10 seconds. So being able to do this particular relaxation of breathing is also a great first test to make sure you're okay. Secondly, when we talk about vital life force energy, when we begin to clench, unfortunately, what we're also doing is we're cutting off our connection to Mother Earth, and we're also cutting off the connection to higher self. So we have a channel inside of us that functions for all of this energetics, and it's about the width of your fist, all the way through you. And, you know, if you imagine this, it goes through most of the places of the endocrine system just by doing this. So if we have suddenly cut off from up above and down below, what happens is now we're using our own vital life force energy, or VLF, to carry the weight of the world. And we're not supposed to do that. As a matter of fact, in a physical body, it's important that we're plugged in to our biggest source and healer, which is Mother Earth. So what I'd like to do, with your permission, is we're just going to start with a few of the 2-2-4 breaths. And then I'm going to guide you through a quick way to connect with Mother Earth. So what's going to happen is we're going to have a ball of light that's over our head, right over the crown chakra. And it's going to come all the way through us down into the ground. And when we breathe back up again, it's going to come back into the top of our heads. And what this does is it allows us to breathe out any negative energy into Mother Earth. And Mother Earth is a transformer. That's why we can get composting from our garbage. Mother Earth transforms the energy, cleanses it, and then hooks it back into the top of our head. And this particular breath, and you can see higher self is still going to come on in, straight on down the middle for us, is called a grounding and centering breath, because it allows us to actually get connected continually into that 9 hertz that is Mother Earth. And that's where we want to be. When our out breath is twice as long as our in breath, our nervous system settles. When we can breathe out and breathe in to this 9 hertz, our entire system says, yes, we can regenerate. And from here, I'm going to add on a third step that's going to turn the volume way down. So here we go. Everyone get comfy, sit back, and we're just going to breathe in and then hold for 2 and breathe out for 4. Feel free to add your hand onto your heart and the other onto your solar plexus. Breathe in for 2, hold for 2, and out for 4. Okay, one more. In for 2, hold for 2, and out for 4. Perfect. Now what I'd like you to do is I want you to imagine that there is a blue-white sphere over the top of your head, an electric blue-white. And as you breathe in, it comes to you, and as you breathe out, it goes through you all the way down into Mother Earth. Blow out your mouth. Mother Earth grabs it, and as you breathe in, it scoops out of Mother Earth in a big arc and meets the beam of higher self at the top of your head. And as you breathe in, it activates as you breathe out into Mother Earth. In your nose, and just gently out your mouth. And I want you to notice that your shoulders naturally drop and that your body settles and that your mind quiets with this circuit. So empaths and intuitives, this is called a circuit breath. In the head, down into Mother Earth, it loops back in with your higher self here. When we're feeling fatigued, and in order to shut off our adrenals, we need to be pulling from a source. Oh, and I'm so happy, all the hearts I'm seeing, so happy that this is helpful. So, the order again, we start with our breath from yesterday, where you count in, you hold, and you breathe out twice as long of however you breathed in. Second, today, all the way down and all the way back up. And then I'm going to give you something very special, and it is a sphere of light and love and protection. And what's going to happen is once we snap into this, this is going to snap around us about 9 feet around us. So we are going to be in a sphere where half the sphere is under the ground and half the sphere is above us. Mother Earth herself is going to actually be the middle of this sphere. And the way it works is you close your eyes and do a circuit breath. So in the top, out the bottom, and in the top, out the bottom. And now I want you to imagine another ball of light, golden white, or pink white, or blue white, whichever one works for you. And as you breathe into the ball to choose it, and you breathe out, that ball of light snaps around you as a sphere. And I want you to notice, especially if you're empathic, that it just got much, much quieter inside. Much, much quieter. Now that sphere lasts about 12 hours. So you put one around your body in the morning as you're getting dressed. You can charge it up if you're feeling really, really emotional or really, really vulnerable. The first breathing, and then, of course, the grounding breathing, and then we charge up if you're feeling vulnerable. And then at night, before you go to sleep, you put one of those balls around your entire bedroom. Now I'm going to do another one of these Facebooks on noon on Monday. I'm going to confirm that in writing for you guys on the site. What I want you to hear though is when you put one of these balls around your bedroom at night, Also, please, in your imagination, just snap one around all of your kids' rooms and any mobile pets, and make sure you leave room for their tails or they will get cranky. And what this does is any energy that's just floating around just naturally will bounce off. So this is your quantum Teflon. It doesn't stop love, because love is. It just enables you to have a much clearer boundary of where you start and stop, and also reinforces your auric shield, and it's really good for your parasympathetic nervous system, which is of course what we want to be fueling during these times. So that's it for today. In synopsis, your breathing from yesterday, your grounding and circuit breathing into Mama Earth, because Mama Earth loves us and we can send love back to Mama Earth, and then putting this sphere around you. If you have any questions or any cool comments, please leave them below. DM me if you want more information. When you DM me, please also leave your email and your phone number, and if it's textable, so that we can get to you quickly. Sending love, sending light. Have a blessed, blessed weekend, everyone. Chat with you soon. Thanks for joining in.